Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Saturday, August 20th, 2016, around 8:04 in the evening in Billerica, Massachusetts. Sun's gone down, the crickets are chiming in right now, and some fireworks going off. And tomorrow is supposed to be sunny most of the day. Some much needed rain showers overnight Sunday, Monday morning, then a taste of fall for Monday and Tuesday, but heat and humidity return. It's still summer, my friends, so this could be maybe one or two more heat waves. Some news to report. The USA women's basketball team won the gold medal in the Olympic Games for the sixth straight time in a row. No surprise there. The Texas Rangers are going to sign Carlos Gomez to a minor league contract. And sad news to report in the world of music. Guitarist Matt Roberts, famous for the group Three Doors Down, passed away at the age of 38. So prayers to his family. And that's about it on the news. My third and final video blog subject of the night is my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is about professional wrestler Dustin Rhodes, also known in the WWE as Goldust. Dustin has had over close to a 30-year career in the world of sports entertainment, and he's still going strong, and he's 50 years old, which is, he's a great veteran of wrestling. Dustin was born in Texas. He's the son of WWE Hall of Famer, the late great American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And Dustin followed in his father's footsteps. He was trained to be a professional wrestler by Dusty Rhodes and General Scandal Akbar. Dustin made his debut in 1988. He wrestled for professional wrestling in Florida, the revived version of championship wrestling from Florida. Then he wrestled in the USWA, Japan, using the name Dusty Rhodes Jr. And he also wrestled for NWA as well. He teamed with Kendall Windham, and they were the Texas Cowboys or something like that. Dustin's first major angle was in the WWE in the fall of 1990 when he got in that feud with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Dustin Rhodes wrestled Ted DiBiase in a match on Superstars, and Dustin did not beat, he went the full 10 minutes with the $1 Million Man. Eventually, Dustin and Dusty teamed up against the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Virgil at Royal Rumble 1991. That was Dusty Rhodes' last match in the WWE, and Dustin soon joined Dusty in WCW, but Vince McMahon said to Dusty when they were walking out of the arena for Royal Rumble, one of these days I'm going to steal your son away. And he did 4 years later. Dustin wrestled in WCW from 1991 through 1995. This was his major run. He got a very, very big push. He was nicknamed The Natural. He got into feuds with Terry Taylor and Ravishing Rick Rude and Vader and Steve Austin and others. And Dustin won many titles. He was WCW World Tag Team champions twice, one with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and one with Barry Windham. He was WCW United States champion a couple of times, having feuds with Rick Rude and Steve Austin over the belt. He also feuded with Bunkhouse Buck and Terry Funk and Arn Anderson. Dustin's time in WCW ended at Uncensored 1995 when he wrestled the Black Top Bully, who was Barry Darsow, so Demolition Axe, Smash, the Repo Man, Crusher Khrushchev, and other characters. And Dustin and the Black Top Bully and Mike Graham, who was the agent for that match, the producer for the match, was fired because they bled, and WCW had a policy at that time, no bleeding, but they broke the rule, so they were fired. Dustin returned to wrestling in the fall of 1995 as Goldust in WWE, and he wore a blonde wig and had his face painted gold. He made his debut at Survivor Series 1995, and his first target was Razor Ramon. He kind of had a crush on Razor Ramon, and then Goldust faced off against Razor Ramon at Royal Rumble 1996 and go for the Intercontinental Championship. Goldust has a new valet, Marlena, which is his real wife at the time, Terry Runnels. And Goldust beats Razor Ramon with help from the 1-2-3 Kid. And Goldust, for 5 months, was the WWE Intercontinental Champion. He feuded with Rowdy Piper, had a backlot brawl at WrestleMania 12. Also had a match with the Ultimate Warrior and the Undertaker. He actually lost Intercontinental title to Savio Vega on a Monday Night Raw taping, but it was held up because it was kind of like a dusty finisher. Goldust's reign as Intercontinental Champion ended at King of the Ring 1996 when Ahmed Johnson beat Goldust to win the Intercontinental Championship. Then Goldust goes into a little bit of a mid-card downward feuding with Wildman Mark Miller and Shawn Michaels and a few others, Barry Windham. Goldust turns face in December of 1996 when Jerry the King Lawler said the Q word on WWE TV, which that was not really good to say back then. And then Goldust is a face, and he feuds with Triple H for several months. Triple H brings China in, and China kind of ragdolls Marlena, and then they have an interview on Monday Night Raw showing Goldust without the gold paint, saying he's Dustin Rhodes, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes' father. He said he didn't talk to Dusty Rhodes during the time he was Goldust in WWE between 1995 and 1999. Goldust then feuded with the Loose Cannon Brian Pillman over the summer of 1997. At SummerSlam 1997, Goldust beats Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman has to wear a dress for the next few weeks, and he loses match after match after match. But he had another time that the last at an In Your House pay-per-view. If Dustin Rhodes won, Pillman would be gone, but if Pillman won, he would get 30 days with Marlena, and then Pillman wins, and he was the services of Marlena for 30 days, and that angle did not have a conclusion, what was going to happen at the end of the 30 days, because Pillman passed away tragically. In November of 1997, Goldust turns heel again. He dumps Marlena. They had an interview on television. He was sick and tired of Marlena and stuff, and Marlena was crying. And then Goldust becomes the artist formerly known as Goldust, and he's managed by Luna Vachon. And this is the wacky, weird of Goldust. This was doing the Attitude Era. He was kind of freaky, and he was on the losing end of most matches facing off against Vader and Mark Mello. Eventually, Goldust disappears, and then Dustin Runnels throws like the Goldust costume and says Goldust dies tonight on a Monday Night Raw in May of 1998, and then he kind of has a Christian theme gimmick, which did not go well. Eventually, he returns as Goldust again, feuding with like Val Venus, because Val Venus now has his wife Terry in the storyline, and eventually, like, Goldust like turns heel again. Al Snow, and feuding with Al Snow, taking the head away. Goldust wins the Intercontinental title again on a Raw is War in March of 1999 by beating the Road Dogg, but he loses 2 weeks later to the Godfather, and then eventually he disappears from the WWE, and then he reappears in WCW again. First he was going to be 7, was kind of a stalker gimmick, but then one night on Nitro, Dustin Rhodes comes back and kills the 7 gimmick. And then for the last year and a half of WCW, Dustin is like involved in like mid-card fields. He wasn't pushed as a top wrestler. Eventually, like WCW closes down, and Dustin sits on the sidelines for a while. He briefly wrestles Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling in Georgia, which his father promoted. He returns to the WWE in January of 2002, and he's in the Royal Rumble. Soon he has teams with Booker T, and they form a great comedy tag team. They actually won the WWE Tag Team Championship, World Tag Team Championships a few times. And also, Goldust in winter of 2003 gets like in an angle with like Evolution, and then he gets knocked into the backstage and he gets electrocuted, and then they do interviews with him. He has kind of like Tourette syndrome and like stuttering. It was just this thing was. It was kind of, it were trying to reinvent Goldust, but his great time was in the 90s. He briefly teamed with Lance Storm, and then in December 2003, the WWE does not renew his contract for the next couple of years. Dustin wrestles on the independent circuit in Japan and in TNA. He goes back to the WWE in 2006 for a while, but he doesn't get any good push. And then he bounced around from independent to independent for a few years, and then he comes back to the WWE again, just as to put over talent. And in 2013, Dustin returns as Goldust, and he teams with his half-brother Cody Rhodes, and they have a long-term partnership, which was pretty good. And also Dustin was learning the ropes backstage as an agent producer, which is, I hear he's pretty good at it. And Dustin still plays the character Goldust. He teams with the R-Truth, and he still is a vital part of WWE TV. He's one of the veterans in WWE, and he's had a very successful career. The Goldust gimmick probably was the best thing for him, in my humble opinion. And I like the Goldust character, when he was first as a heel in 1996, but then trying to change his gimmick, kind of a little bit lost in the shuffle, kind of like the artist formerly known as Goldust, that was a little bit wacky with all the freaky stuff he was doing. And he's probably going to be a WWE Hall of Famer one of these days. you won't forget the name of Goldust. And that's about it on this video blog. I will be back with the third. And I will be back tomorrow with only 2 video blogs. First video blog will be about the final 10 pitchers in the top 100 greatest pitchers in Major League Baseball history from 10 to 1. And the second and final video blog of the night will be about former WWE diva Marlena, also known as Terry Reynolds, also the She-Devil. Keep calm, everybody. And I'm a Julie Bunning guy. Molly Roseblood, WCCO, Roxanne has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart's so stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 in New York rocks, and she's got the best legs in New York City. And Barbara Gibb of ABC 11 has the best sweet Southern accent in the world. And in the words of Gorilla Monsoon, WWE Hall of Famer, will you be serious by now?